chandeliers glow. We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. But let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome back to Last Call, where we always aim to bring you the truth. And tonight, some justice for Superman by practicing the American way vis-a-vis our First Amendment right of expression. This new Superman film is a pretty popular topic, and we all have some thoughts. So let's get to them, starting with the geek flag himself. So top off your glasses, but keep them on so as not to give away your secret identity. Strap in, because it's up, up, and away!
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Hello, Troy, Netter, and Boomer. I thought I would contribute to tonight's Last Call topic. I thought I would put my 2 cents in about how the majority of people just don't get Superman, and my prime example is the scene from Kill Bill Volume 2, when David Carradine's character of Bill explains the difference between Superman and Spider-Man. It's completely wrong in every way. You see, he used Spider-Man as an example, saying when Peter Parker wakes up, he's Peter Parker. He has to put on the costume to become Spider-Man. When Superman wakes up, he's Superman. You see, his logic is flawed from the beginning because Peter Parker has all the powers of Spider-Man 24/7, just like Superman has his powers 24/7. Peter Parker puts on the costume to become Spider-Man, and Clark Kent puts on the costume to become Superman, because Clark Kent at his core is Clark Kent, born and raised from his perspective in Smallville, Kansas, grew up tilling the soil, praying at church, and his parents imbued in him the love of God and country. This is why modern writers and movie makers having a problem with truth, justice, and the American way is their problem. Superman wouldn't change this. Clark Kent wouldn't change this because this is what he believes. And I believe if you're a writer, director, or producer making a comic book movie or TV show, if you don't get that, then you don't get Clark Kent, also known as Superman. Well, that's my 2 cents. Everyone, enjoy the show. Take it, Troy. Geek Flag with Nate Knows 1973.
Thank you, Nate, and thank you, Netter, for this incredible drink. Those of you that join me for Liquid Lunch know what I'm sipping on tonight. Yeah, it looks like a whole-on salad, doesn't it? It absolutely is, because in addition to the celery stalk, I also put a big sprig of cilantro in it. Let me tell you something. You know, you put your nose down in there and you get some of that cilantro with all the other. Oh, it smells so good, so good. In fact, let me get Netter in here so we can talk with her and see what she's sipping on. What are you sipping on tonight, Netter?
I am drinking a variation on my Netter's Nectar. It is my Malibu rum, along with pomegranate cherry juice. So that's my mixture for tonight.
What
Troy didn't mention is that his drink also has one heck of a kick because it also has horseradish.
It does. She went with the horseradish because she went with the very popular recipe. It's good. It is good. But woof, let me tell you.
He's awake now.
I am absolutely awake. Yeah, and it's been a heck of a day. It's been a brutal week too.
Yeah,
how about you, Boomer? How's your week been, and what are you sipping on?
I'm doing okay. Week's been fine. I'm sipping on a frozen Coke. Get those from McDonald's.
A frozen Coke. There you go.
It's good during the summer.
It's good during the summer. It's also good if you have a headache too.
Unless you get an ice cream headache.
Well, but after that passes, usually your regular headache will go away.
Yeah, I discovered that by accident. I had a really bad headache, and I was eating ice cream. Got an ice cream headache, which made my other headache go away.
Yep.
Interesting. I'll have to try that sometime. Can I respond to Geek Flag's intro there?
Sure.
I did remember a line on Superman the Animated Series during the pilot episode where, Clark is debating, should I even be Superman? Like he wasn't sure what he should be doing. And Pa Kent says, look, you'll always be Clark Kent. Superman just helps out from time to time.
I like that. I like that. And then there's also the line from Dean Cain, right? In the Lois and Clark New Adventures of Superman, where he says, Lois, what is it? Superman is what I can do. Clark Kent is who I am.
They were made around the same time, so that makes sense. They had similar sentences.
That makes absolutely perfect sense. Yeah. I did. Did you by any chance get a chance to listen to any of my Liquid Lunch today?
I listened to about half of it.
Okay, that's fair.
I was listening to the Superman stream that I missed earlier in the week. That was the one I was.
That's fair. You wanted to get caught up for tonight.
Yes.
So I did share with everybody that I had a doctor's appointment today, which did break up my day. So I had a lot to get done for tonight's stream, and so I worked as long as I could after Liquid Lunch up to when I had to go to the doctor, and then when I got back. And I found out why I've been having such horrible pain in my foot.
Oh.
I broke my foot!
You fractured your foot.
Holy cow. When did that happen?
About almost a month ago at this point.
Okay.
I had no idea I had broken my foot. No idea.
Yeah, he thought he had a bone spur. And the doctor comes in, she goes, yeah, so I know exactly what's wrong with your foot. He goes, oh, yeah, what? She goes, you fractured your foot. And he goes, wait, I did what? And apparently before she even came in, she was talking to her nurse practitioner and said, does he know he fractured his foot? And she's like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I had no idea. I would explain why I'm in pain, but I don't remember doing anything that should have broken my foot.
Yeah, like he didn't fall, he didn't hit it against anything, he didn't trip over anything. He says he was like walking, and then all of a sudden he got this immense pain in his foot. And I figured, okay, it's kind of like one of those cramps that you get that takes a while to go away. Yeah. He fractured his foot somehow.
So I want to start saying hi to the chat, but I did grab a screen capture of some early comments that we got because I knew they wouldn't still be here when we went live. Starting with a name that I saw during our previous Superman stream during Liquid Lunch. YARC9 says the Supergirl introduction makes sense in Superman, unlike what they did with her in the Flash movie. Oh, yeah. No, I get what he's saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
The best Superman movie, I don't need to have high stakes out of nowhere just to be the best Superman movie. Then he, on the Supergirl thing again, he says that Supergirl cameo makes sense in Superman, unlike it did in the Flash movie. Okay, there you go. And so that was technically our first comment, followed immediately after by JPRPH1, who says, thanks for the comment. So there you go. And now let me get to all the rest of y'all, starting with Big Al at Big Al Presents. Have fun. Have a fun show tonight with my friends. For those interested, my 10-word review for Superman 2025, linked right there. That link is also in the stream description below, because we will be talking about Big Al Presents review among other people in our general sphere who have recently reviewed it. Enigma Severus says, last call with Troy Pacelli. Here we go! And I love the fact that Evie Mux, for whatever reason, turns multiple O's into like quivering fish for some reason. I don't know why.
Wait, really? Wait.
Yeah, look at the screen in Evie Mux.
Oh, hold on. I gotta get there. Okay, it's not up. Okay. Oh. Yeah.
Actually, it comes up for, I just realized that for some reason there is still, why am I still like all there? Give me a second here.
You gotta refresh yourself.
Do me a favor. Keep saying hi to people while I refresh my.
Refreshes something. Hi.
Okay. Yeah, I had to unmute me because he went out to come back in, and I'm not sure.
Hello,
I guess he hadn't really.
Yeah. I just got Big Al.
Okay, so let me scroll all the way back up to the top. Okay, so Big Al. After Big Al, try not to make the thing jump. We have Enigma Severus. Thank you for bringing that up, Boomer. Saying hello to the chat, and with the quivering fish. That's just too funny. They look like open mouth. Was it trout or bass?
Now you're echoing.
Sorry about. Well, she was only echoing on our side until I brought her in.
What are you eating there?
The cilantro from my drink.
Cilantro?
Yep, it's going to give him fresh breath.
That tastes like soap to some people.
Makes my breath fresh.
That was the funny scene on the Penguin show when his assistant gets tacos for some meeting, and he's like, I told you no cilantro. It tastes like soap to me. And he's like, get it off. He got so angry. It was,
I mean, I'll be honest with you. It does taste like soap to me, but I like the taste. I really do.
Okay, it's fine. Okay. But we were saying hi to some people.
Curtis Selby, how you doing, sweetie? There's that Netters chick saying hello, that Troy guy. Those two really need to get a room.
Yeah, but she's really hot, so I'm okay with it. I will allow it.
And of course, there's that Netters chick saying hello to that age boomer guy. So I guess she's got it for both of them. Let's see, Enigma. JPRPH1 dropping the emojis. The Canarble Wagon, Fedora logo, Brown Mumbler, and saying howdy, folks.
Yep.
Deleted scenes with his salute. And Boomer saying hi to me.
Yep.
Hey.
Hey, Boomer.
Oh, stop.
I got a drink in me, my friend. Hey, Boomer. Yeah, no, I should warn everybody. This is a pretty strong one. Netter followed the recipe, but she wanted to fill the glass. So this is a quadruple drink.
Yep. And of course, Deleted Scenes is saying to like, share, subscribe, become a member.
Please do those things. Yes,
we do
I would greatly
because
appreciate it.
If you're not a member, well, why not?
I got medical bills to pay now.
Yeah, he's got a fractured foot. I
I
still can't
broke
believe
my
that.
foot.
Yeah,
Was
I-
it like
I
on
have no
Fallout
idea.
where they gave you a new foot?
I wish. No, but they did give me one of those big, like
Boots.
the walk on the moon type boots.
Oh,
So I
really?
got
That's
one of
cool.
those. Well,
He
the
says it's
idea is to
comfortable.
take the weight off of my heel and whatnot. But let me tell you something. It's freaking hysterical to watch me go up and down the stairs.
Yeah, he can't carry anything, so I have to do it for him.
Yeah, she won't let me carry glass up and down the stairs now.
Does the
because-
2001 music play? Da, da, da. Like you're walking around.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to become a member on Troy's stream, it is a mere, for the lowest amount, $2 a month. And because
A
he has-
month. That's not a show. That's not a week.
That
That
is
is
a month. And
Yeah.
since he has a special members only live stream every Monday,
She's my
you are
biggest
watching
cheerleader.
4 movies every month for $2. Where else are you going to see 4 movies for $2? And of course,
She's
if you
good.
want to become
She's
a member on my stream or my channel, my lowest tier is $2.99. I'm $1 higher because I'm more special.
She's prettier. She's absolutely prettier. There's no doubt about that.
I'm the manager, so I get a little bit more. Let's see what else we got here. We got me saying hi to
She
everybody.
gets it all, no matter which channel you subscribe to.
And see, I'm saying the same thing as deleted, but I add hearts. Let's see. I've been scrolling so much now I don't remember. Hello, Curtis Selby.
That's okay. You can say hi to people
Yes,
a
I
second
can.
time.
And of course, Connie Cleary. How you doing, sweetie?
Connie Cleary and Curtis Selby are both great blue wrenches. I have a lot of wonderful blue wrenches, guys. I want you to be on your game tonight because this is a contentious topic. We may have some trolls.
Yeah,
so keep an eye out.
the last time we discussed it, we got a couple trolls in, and I want to thank the blue wrenches that were on top of it. Make sure that you have your stream set to live chat rather than top chat, so you can see those other comments, because that's how I miss some.
And do not, this is the rule, do not argue with a blue wrench. Don't get into a piss match. That's the best way to get booted.
Yeah.
I won't even know because I'm already a drink and a half into this, so I won't even notice.
Actually,
but my
the
blue
amount
wrench
that you
is-
drank, because that was near the top, that is 1.
That's about one.
That's one of the 4.
So I'm already one Bloody Mary in. So
Yes. Hello to Joshua V. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm bloody blitzed.
Jesse Fajardo saying hello. Connie, Jesse. I might call up a couple people more than once, just because I've got so many chats.
It's okay. You guys are Osmo. You're worth calling out a number of times.
Just because
Osmo.
the fish. I love the fish.
I know, it's kind of cool. It's like a great little happy accident, you know? Real quick, I want to back up one because Jesse Guajardo likes the opening song. I'm glad you do.
Oh yeah, all the songs for Troy's stream, for my stream, for Boomer's
But
stream.
Boomer, you gotta leave Sophia alone, okay? She's thinking that you're getting a little bit, you're getting a little overly friendly. So let's not have a Me Too.
I wrote her a
thing going
poem.
on.
Enigma Severus says, "Uh-oh, I'm not an appropriate audience person. I'm a misbehavior."
4 rooms, right? Did they misbehave?
They're misbehaviors. And of course, if I miss anyone by the time I get to the end, please let me know, because I have to make sure that we say hello to all of our family out there. Hello to writer Albert Lanier. He was my guest last
Yes,
night
he
on
was.
Thursday Things. Please go back and check that out. You can hear our interview. And he'll be coming back in September for part 2.
And I hear that he might be appearing on somebody else's channel in our
Yes.
community. And Albert, I will probably be reaching out to you in the near future, see if we can't get you on a Friday some night.
Yes. Let's see. Oop. I keep double clicking.
A spicy Bloody Mary to open
Oh,
the
yeah.
sinuses. Let me tell you something. I got that. My mouth is watering right now, so it's not a matter of being thirsty. It's, wow. Yeah.
Sounds like you want a big, fat, juicy steak.
Oh, that would actually go really well with this. You know,
what I
it
was
really
thinking.
would. It really would.
I could see marinating the steak in that.
Ooh, that's something to think
Yeah,
about.
that would be a great marinade. Geek Flag with Nate Knows, $2 super chat.
Did
Saying,
you get?
folks just got home. How is everyone doing? Well, we're doing great. You probably missed Troy's little announcement. He fractured his foot.
Yeah. And you also missed yourself. You might want to
Yes.
rewind and watch the Geek Flag with Nate Knows intro for tonight. Real quick, I want to bring up, because I think you might have.
Oop.
You just took it down. We'll get to you, Daniel. Just wait. Troy, faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. Up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Superman. Yes, Superman, strange visitor from another planet with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way.
See, now I know that's a complete fantasy, because who ever heard of a mild-mannered reporter?
Watch this.
Oh, what?
Clark Kent, Superman, mild-mannered reporter, superhero.
Because, the glasses, you can't tell he's Superman.
I have a video planned. I actually started it. I have to get around to finishing it, where I want to address the whole Superman Clark Kent secret identity thing. I think he gets a lot of flack for that, and people make fun of it, and I think that's very, very. I'm trying to bring up Daniel.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, you go ahead. I'm drunk.
Yeah, it's like I'm driving right now, so you get to be the passenger.
Okay.
Daniel Barry.
Sports Highlights saying, hey everyone, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well.
Albert Lanier says, thank you to Netter for last night. Yeah, it was a good stream. Once we got going, it was a good stream.
Yeah, we had a couple, started off with a little bit of technical difficulty, but yeah, we actually had a really good show after we managed to get everything to working. It was really wonderful, and like I said, I'm going to have him back in September for part 2. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Nigma Sever says, last call. To my understanding, alcohol can help out with a lot of that. So I'm not sure it wasn't done on purpose.
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Yes. Scrolling. Oh, the streams are swollen.
Man, my ass is swollen right.
Troy. Jessica Hart says, Troy, I only prefer 2 versions of Superman in the 30s animated series and the 1996 animated series with Supergirl animated series with the Justice League series.
There you go. So you're an animated type of person. We'll touch on the animated series as we get into this.
Well, you own that. You're gonna. I think you got it on one of those sales, didn't you? So you're gonna watch it at some point.
Yes, I do. I have the entire thing. I haven't watched it all yet.
And Mark Melnikoff says, dropping in from the Dilithian mines to leave a like. The mind has been sold.
I've heard. I read that article. And it doesn't surprise me. I knew it was going to happen. Actually, Mark, you did too. So I think you made a good stock option there.
Okay, you need to read the Klingon bits.
Hook nobha boch veratnan pe
Don't trust
yivok
Ferengi.
Which,
Don't trust Ferengi who give back money.
yes. Because what is the first Ferengi rule of acquisition? Once you have their money, never give it back.
Exactly. Geek Flag with Nate has given a $2 super chat, and women always cost more. We're the ones that take care of all the minutia, so we need to be paid more.
Wives get everything, and they're totally worth it. However, from a single man's point of view, you don't pay a prostitute for sex. You pay her to go home.
I'm getting ready to throw something at you.
Dude.
Lester Skeptic Tank Obsessions, tuning in while working. Then I'm off to watch S-Man in IMAX at my local Regal.
You will have to let us know what you think of it, even if you have to tell us on Monday during the... It looks like we're probably going to be doing Clue for a second time, so it's going to be a Clue redo.
Wow.
Because of a mix-up. Because of a mix-up.
Redo?
Yeah. A Clue redo, yes.
Mark says, I identify as a blue bottle, not a wrench.
Fair enough.
Did you start playing Clue and it was Bad Ronald and you had to go with it?
No.
Bad Ronald is inevitable. You're like the kid that's avoiding hazing on the first day of school.
You know,
the longer you wait, the worse it gets, dude. I'm just telling you.
You know, it's like he's going to snap his Infinity Gauntlet. I am inevitable, right?
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Writer Albert Lanier said, it was great to be on Thursday Things. I had a good time. Awesome. Glad you did. That's why I want you back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad you're here, Albert. I'm glad you could come hang out with us.
Geek Flag says...
Sophia Boomerman, a virtual girl named Sophia. And suddenly he can see how lonely life can be, Sophia. There you go.
Sung to a tune. I'm not sure which tune.
Yeah, because of the changed lyrics, I'm having a hard time with the tune.
Let's see.
Boomer met a virtual girl named Sophia. Oh, to Maria from West Side Story.
Okay. What is this virtual stuff? She's not virtual. She's real.
She's real in your heart.
I will find her, no matter what occur. Okay.
Albert says there are some...
No, you can't find her. Then I'll have to pay her. Don't do that. I'm sorry.
Albert says, yes, there are some mild mannered reporters, but they have to be a little aggressive at times to get stories. Yeah,
exactly. Like Lois.
Lois is not the mild-mannered.
Lois is just insane.
No, she is not mild-mannered in any way, shape, or form. She's been a modern girl since the 1930s.
Okay, I'm liking Albert more and more. It says, I'm a single man, but her argument about women minding minutia, thus needing to make more money, is a pretty good one.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Seriously, I take care of everything in the household that is important.
Let's be honest. You know, I know that there's feminists out there that think they're everything and they don't need no man, and there's men out there going their own way. I know that, but we were created either by God or nature or evolution or whatever you want to call it to be complementary. Men need women, women need men. There are things that we are good at, there are things they are good at, and I'm sorry. No surgery is going to change that. That's my hot take.
Absolutely. And that brings me down to the bottom of the chat. If I missed anyone, please let me know.
Absolutely.
I don't want to miss any of my sweeties or Troy's, what is it, Martini Gallery.
Martini Gallery. Absolutely. Absolutely. What was it somebody said about liquid lunchers? Was that what you guys said? I can't remember.
It was Deleted Scenes who said it.
Pardon me?
It was Deleted Scenes who said it. I think he did say liquid lunchers.
Liquid lunchers? I like that. I like that too. But that's afternoon. This is last call. And I don't want to call you last callers because that doesn't sound right. It sounds...
that actually just sounds like Last Call Girls.
Like the Last Call Girls, which, you know, like I said, you pay to go home. Would love to have a stream on that subject pertaining to creation. Wow, you want a religious stream, Enigma Severus? I could do that if you want me to. I absolutely
He is
could.
the Klingon cleric.
I have to catch the stream on Clue you are doing. I've been doing research on that film recently. I think I'm going to do a review on the Retro Review maybe soon. Well, the Monday rewatches are a members only exclusive. So if you want to become a member, you can become a member for as little as $2 a month on my channel. Click on the membership join button down below.
And like I said, you get 4 movies.
If you
for $2.
join at the VIP level, I will invite you into the stream and you can be on the panel during the rewatch. Yes. Like my VIPs Lester is
just-
Skeptic. What
Lester
is what are you going by
Skeptic
now,
Tank
Lester?
Obsessions
Thank you.
and deleted
scenes do, yeah. You guys change your handles on me, and I get all confusified.
It's been that way
Confusified?
for a while,
I get all
sweetie.
confusified. Yes.
Okay.
Are we gonna move? Wait a minute. My master is in it. Apologetics. I am Guru Matador on debate. Yeah, I've studied apologetics. The idea of proofs and evidence of Bible faith. Yeah.
And for those who are following the useless game that YouTube has decided to put in for first, second, and third top chatters, on my channel, Geek Flag with Nate is number 1, Tired Midnight Blogger is number 2, and writer Albert Lanier is number 3.
And welcome Leia Plus Size saying, evening all. How much have I missed? Just got in. No, you didn't miss anything. We've literally just caught up to the chat. Said hi to everybody.
Yep.
And we are about to get started.
Yeah, the
right
only
now.
thing you missed is Troy fractured his foot.
Yeah. A little bit of news. I broke my foot and
Didn't realize it.
yeah, which means that's an interesting point I should probably share with all of you guys. Monday's liquid lunch, my current goal is to pre-record something because I got an MRI happening on Monday, so I won't be able to be live on Monday. So there you go.
Superman.
Let's get into this, my friend.
All right, so this is, of course, the big Variety headline this week. James Gunn says Superman is about an immigrant that came from other places, and how we've lost the value of basic human kindness. Yes, it's about politics. So this is the big Variety headline.
Yeah. So this is we've got to be very clear about this going into it because the next article is going to temper all of this. Variety. Guys, seriously, I encourage you to get your information from as wide, a diverse section of information as possible. Get it from the left, get it from the right, get it from the center, and then make your own decisions. But understand your sources. Variety has, well, actually, let's be honest. Every single media outlet at this point has some sort of bias. Let's face it, we all have a bias, right? It's whether or not we can overcome it and be and present ourselves as unbiased. But the media has just thrown that out and said, F that. And they now literally lie to you, literally make stuff up. And when they are quoting, they quote out of context so that it sounds like something that it's not. But let's go ahead and get into this particular article.
All right, so James Gunn is opening up about what Superman is really about. In his Sunday profile with the Times of London, the DC Studios head went deep on the themes and ideas that drive his highly anticipated Superman. He explained that the superhero epic encompasses, quote-unquote, the story of America, and at a basic level, it's about a man searching for a better life away from his original home. I mean, Superman is the story of America, Gunn explained, an immigrant that comes from other places and populated the country, but for me, it is mostly a story that says basic human kindness is a value and is something we have lost. Gunn acknowledged that the movie's themes may be interpreted differently across political groups, especially considering the current nationwide unrest around immigration. However, Gunn stands by the ideals embedded in Superman and added that he doesn't care if anyone takes offense. Yes, it plays differently, but it's about human kindness, and obviously there will be jerks out there who are just not kind and will take it as offensive just because it is about kindness. But screw them, he said. He continued, yes, it's about politics, but on another level, it's about morality. Do you never kill no matter what, which is what Superman believes, or do you have some balance as Lois believes? It's really about their relationship and the way different opinions on basic moral beliefs can tear two people apart. So that's basically the gist of the Variety article.
So Mark Daly, welcome Mark Daly, by the way, he says he may have been an immigrant, he may have been illegal, but he learned the language and he assimilated. Actually, Mark, I'm going to push back a little bit on that. We'll get more into this with a future piece that we've got coming up, but he was not an immigrant. He was a refugee. The media is throwing out the words immigrant, illegal immigrant, undocumented migrant, and refugee, and using them interchangeably. And they are not the same thing. An immigrant, a refugee, and an illegal immigrant are not the same, and they are mutually exclusive. You cannot be two of those three things. You are one or another. An immigrant chooses to come to this country, fills out whatever necessary paperwork, goes through the necessary background, jumps through whatever the hoops are necessary to become a U.S. citizen. They immigrate to the country. An illegal immigrant did not do those things, literally broke our laws, and is in this country illegally. And a refugee is not coming seeking citizenship, they're coming seeking asylum. Now, if a refugee chooses to become a citizen, they cease to be a refugee. They're a former refugee. They become an immigrant. You cannot be two things at the same time. It's very important to understand these words because the media is trying to warp the meaning, say one thing, and make you think they mean something else. So let's be really careful about that. David Pensack comes and says, would Richard Donner agree with that statement? I would encourage everybody to check out the interview that James Gunn actually did, because the way it is presented here in prose is not the way he presents it himself. Because as Jesse Guajardo said, he's not wrong. He's not wrong when you hear what he said in the way he said it. It's very clear to me that Variety is trying to frame it in a way that it wasn't intended, and that's going to be a common theme for tonight. Leia Plus Size says, it's funny, from what I have heard, this movie does not reflect this comment. Well, again, before we even get into the movie, we actually have to get through what he actually said and how it's being represented. So let's hold on to that point for a second, Leia. Whether or not Gunn, the writer-director of James Gunn's Superman starring James Gunn, was misquoted, he never tried to clear the air. Look, at a certain point, he probably said, look, the more I say, the more this gets effed up. In fact, he may have had a Warner Brothers mandate, shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up. Let the movie come out and we'll deal with it, The Horror King, future guest on Netter's Network, I do believe. Welcome.
Yes.
Good to see you, my friend. Once again, the press is driving a wedge between the fan base and the dumbass actors walk right into it. Yeah, well, see, this is the other thing. You got that guy, is this the gayest Superman ever? And you got these actors that are like, I wasn't briefed on this. How am I supposed to respond to this? And
how I respond? Hi, Sashi.
Hey, Sashi, good to see you. It's a question of timing, Sashi. She's not calling you gay.
You just said, what do you say?
And Horror King says hi to everyone else that's here in tonight's live stream. Yeah. Hello, chat. Hello. That is the liberal playbook, to try to twist and change the meaning of words to fit their narrative. I can see that I'm a guy that's not on either side of the aisle. I would say it's not even really truly a liberal thing from a classical liberal standpoint. That's from the Marxist playbook. Superman was a survivor of a world that no longer exists, along with his cousin and some criminals. Yes. Therefore, refugee, right? your country gets blowed up, you rush across the border, you are a refugee. You are a person without a country. You seek asylum. That's what a refugee is. If you decide to stay there and assimilate, you become an immigrant. Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make. Albert says, Gunn is likely talking context or subtext in this interview. We'll get into that, I promise, because there's a lot of this stuff that this article is talking about that just simply friggin' ain't in the movie from what I've come to understand from people who have seen the movie. Full disclosure, I have not seen the movie. I'm guessing, Boomer, you have not?
I have not yet, no.
And Netter, I'm assuming you have no interest in seeing it. Netter.
No.
If I haven't seen it, she hasn't seen it. If she had told me, Troy, I really, really want to see this movie, I would have taken her to see it. But
I haven't watched Superman since the last movie I saw was before the one where Superman killed and snapped the guy's neck.
Yeah, she saw Superman Returns with me, and we were both kind of disappointed with that one.
I remember seeing that. Yes.
The super voyeur, yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah,
super stalker.
Yeah,
Stalker, yes.
One. But the one where he snapped, I forget whoever.
Man of Steel.
Yeah.
We didn't see that one, and it's like, no, I'm done with Superman.
But hold on to that idea, because this is, guys, I'm going to give a spoiler right here for tonight's stream. I'm kind of taking a middle of the road here. I don't plan to see this movie. I said that in the title. I said that earlier in the week. And I don't intend to see this movie. However, I will grant that my understanding of the things that Gunn has said, he's very clearly trying to swing the pendulum the opposite way from the Gunverse. Superman kills. He's learning that it's bad to kill by killing people, I guess. And it's very clear that this Superman does not kill. And other people are telling him, sometimes it's, nope, I do not kill ever, ever, ever. So at least Gunn has that thing on straight. Yeah, Warner Brothers likely told him, let it percolate. It is controversial. We might get tickets out of it. Yeah, that's actually a great point. That is kind of what I was getting at, yeah.
Other people, though, may have been thinking that the media is this could be sabotage, like they're trying to sabotage because they hate Zaslav at Warner Brothers. I've heard that going around, too. Which we'll get into, I'm sure.
I apologize. I did bring up one of your previous comments and didn't even say hi to you, Booger. Welcome, Booger.
Booger, hi!
Booger! This is actually not only a great point, I think it's one that people don't think about much. Technically, his cousin was from a city that was saved. That's very interesting. She lost her homeworld twice. She was living in, Argo. She was living in Argo City, although they may have changed it to Kandor. They may have retconned it. But in my knowledge of Kara, she grew up in Argo City, which survived because whereas Jor-El sent his only son to Earth in a rocket, her father, Zor-El, saved his whole city by building this dome over the city, and when the planet blew up, the whole city survived on an asteroid. I think in the modern day, if they were going to continue that idea, that storyline, they might have to spruce up the sci-fi on that. But so the city is surviving, but then when the city is dying, when the resources are used up, actually in Daring New Adventures of Supergirl, which I collected every single issue, I have all of them in very good condition, wrapped in plastic. She left because the city was attacked by an alien. Asteroids were breaking through the lead lining of the ground that was protecting them from the kryptonite that was the asteroid they were on, and everyone was dying, so she had to evacuate and come to Earth. They have changed that, I understand, in the modern day. But anyway, I am just sharing my Superman history bona fides here. And where the F did the Superdog come from? Well, the Superdog goes back to, I believe it was the late 60s, early 70s. Before you put your little baby into a rocket and shoot it into space, maybe you want to test that rocket. So he shot their family dog into space first. That's how Crypto ended up getting to Earth. Could James Gunn be a double agent who is intentionally making MCU Guardians amazing and saving his experiments for the DC Universe? It's not a far stretch as a conspiracy. That's a great idea. I don't think so. I think he is not real happy with Disney right now, so that's probably not the case. Technically, Kal-El is an intergalactic refugee, then immigrants of sorts, a very special case. Yeah, that is actually true, because you could make the same argument of the Martian Manhunter. Could you make the same argument for Hawkman and Hawkgirl? I don't think so. They would be immigrants, because they can go back to Thanagar if they so chose, I think. Gunn is not talking context or subtext. He is talking about political claptrap, making up talking points that simply don't exist. I don't think so, Booger.
I think that's what you're made to believe, though. That
is what this article wants you to believe. I don't think he ever wanted to tie it to modern
Should I
politics.
pivot to the next one just to get us? We're still staying on it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, guys, if I missed some of your comments. Let me just real quick say hi to Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Welcome, my friend. And yes, Crypto is a classic character. And if I've missed you, please don't stand for that. Say something. Let me know that I missed you. Variety grossly misrepresents apolitical James Gunn quotes at Superman premiere as anti-Trump rant. Mark Malkin strikes again. This one is from that Park Place?
Yes.
All the articles we're referencing are linked below.
Yes.
So don't take our words for it. Please check them out. Please check out that Park Place. It is a great outlet. I get a lot of my information from there, so please patronize them.
So according to this, Variety grossly misrepresents apolitical James Gunn quote at Superman premiere as anti-Trump rant. Variety is once again under fire for spinning a neutral quote into political controversy, this time targeting Superman director James Gunn. At the film's press junket, Variety's Mark Malkin approached Gunn with a divisive question about the supposed backlash from Trump supporters over Gunn's earlier comments framing Superman as an immigrant, but Gunn didn't take the bait. "I think this movie is for everyone," Gunn said calmly. "I don't have anything to say to anyone. I'm not here to judge people. I think this is a movie about kindness, and I think that's something everyone can relate to." It was a reasonable, non-confrontational answer. No partisan jabs, no attacks, just a call for unity and a reminder that Superman is meant for everyone. It was a course correction from Gunn, who was quoted just days earlier for saying, "Screw them" to any jerks who took offense to the movie's theme. But that's not the story Variety decided to run. In a piece co-written by Mark Malkin and Jack Dunn, Variety ran the following inflammatory headline: James Gunn, Nathan Fillion, and more on MAGA outrage over director saying Superman is an immigrant. I don't have anything to say to anybody spreading hate. Let's be clear, Gunn did not say anything about spreading hate. In fact, he specifically avoided judgment, refusing to make any political statement at all. He didn't mention President Trump. He didn't criticize Trump supporters. He didn't even acknowledge the framing of the question. And to be fair, I mean, Gunn has made, I know years past, he made anti-Trump comments. Part of me is thinking maybe a lot of people in Hollywood are just exhausted by the political discourse.
Yeah, and I would argue that let's be honest, he's a human being. He has a right to his political opinion.
Yeah, he has a right not to like the president.
The idea of him not wanting to bring them up, having just enough maturity to stop doing what these stupid people have been doing for over a decade, maybe more. You got to give him props for that. Welcome, by the way, Kevin Davis. Don't know how long you've been here if you just got here, but welcome. Glad to have you here. And I agree with the point he's making. DC Studios is going to have to earn back the trust of the audience. One film isn't going to be enough to repair the damage of Warner Brothers DC. I'm going to get into the fact that not only is that true, but this isn't the movie to do it. Just being apolitical, which again, I do believe, despite some of this stuff that we're seeing initially early on, I do believe the intent was for this to be non-political. This is not going to earn back the trust. And I feel that even if this is a good depiction of Superman, this may not be the best Superman movie, and it needed to be. And we'll talk more about that as we get further.
But apparently, this is a pattern by this reporter Mark Malkin. Like at the Agatha Outlaw, Malkin repeatedly asked Mark.
Guys, again, I encourage you very, very strongly to know your sources, pay attention, understand what their biases are, and try to read between the lines. Try to read through the mealy-mouth way that they say things and get to the kernel of what the actual truth is.
Yeah. Later goes on to say, well, James Gunn handled the moment with restraint. Others in the circle gave Malkin exactly what he wanted. Actor Nathan Fillion responded to the Trump supporter comment with a sarcastic jab. Oh, somebody needs a hug, he said. Just the movie, guys. Sean Gunn.
I did see that. I did see the him saying that, in video, and I love that. I love that because he was like, it was very clear that what he was saying was, I don't want any part of this. I want to be, and let's face it, Nathan Fillion has firmly stuck his head up his ass with previous comments he's made on previous issues. It was very clear he did not want to do that here. And he was, somebody needs a hug. And I felt like he was talking directly to the reporter who asked the question.
Possibly, yeah. And I think James Gunn's brother had said that my reaction to the backlash is exactly what the movie is about. We support our people, we love our immigrants. Yes, Superman is an immigrant, and yes, the people that we support in the country are immigrants. If you don't like that, you're not American. People who say no to immigrants, I guess. And to be fair, he may just be talking about normal, legal immigrants.
He did. To his credit, he didn't make it, illegal versus illegal, documented versus undocumented, any of that kind of stuff. So what he said was true from the literal point of view, from what he actually said. That was 100% true. You can try to project some meaning on it, but if you just take him at what he said and how he said it, it's really hard to disagree with. He was absolutely right in that regard. Now, somebody correct me, Ned or possibly, isn't this the bloke, wasn't he in, wasn't the first thing we saw him in Gilmore Girls?
Yeah, he was the Kurt who did literally everything
in the
town.
That's what I thought. Yeah. I kind of liked him as Kurt in Gilmore Girls. Don't judge me. We enjoyed Gilmore Girls. We didn't like that made-for-cable piece of crap that they put out.
Who was your favorite character? Who was your favorite character on Gilmore Girls?
Ooh, that's hard.
I like the grandfather.
Oh, you mean FDR?
Yes.
That's an order from your commander-in-chief.
Luke was the curmudgeon-y one.
I like the grandmother and grandfather. I really did.
Actually, it would probably have to be Michel.
Oh, he was good too. I liked him.
The grandmother liked him.
The one that I could relate to the most was the diner owner. What was his name?
Luke.
Yeah. I mean, obviously. Oh. I mean, if I lived in that town, I would have been Luke. That's right.
Remember when he and Lorelai were engaged, so he has to make good with the parents, and he's on the golf course with Lorelai's dad, and he goes, what do you like to do? Well, I run my town. Yeah, but he said, well, I like to read. Oh, what have you read? Well, the book was, who was it by? Dick something. Like he couldn't think of the name, and I already knew he was probably thinking Philip K. Dick. I think he was reading a science fiction book, but he couldn't remember the title.
Oh, I never made that connection.
And he was like, "Well, I'll just have to look Dick up." Like he was not like.
I mean, deleted. You're not wrong. Nathan Fillion has been coasting off a failed series for 15 years. Yeah, well, that's more... this is something I say about actors. They do have to be held responsible for the choices of roles they take. But let's face it, I think that Firefly was done dirty. The Rookie, I enjoyed as long as we watched it, but we kind of fell away from network television.
Yeah, now it's like I saw some snips of it because like every once in a while I'll see like shorts on YouTube just for entertainment, and apparently The Rookie has now become like they're all undercover cops and they're all like FBI type stuff, and it's like
sake.
That's not the show that we used to watch.
Sometimes it's better to end a series while it's still what the people enjoy.
Well, if Nathan Fillion has anything to do with producing it or whatever, it's like that's probably what's still going on, so he still collects a paycheck.
Yeah, he's creating business for himself. You can't fault him for that. Geek Flag with Nate No says, nope, Gunn's brother's a dumbass who goes through life doing it because you wouldn't want a career otherwise. Yes, I am not disputing that. The nepotism is strong with this one. I'm just saying the one role that I liked
he was in Guardians of the Galaxy, too.
Yeah, I didn't care for him in that. I liked him in Gilmore Girls. Haven't really liked him in much of anything
I'm mixed
else.
on James Gunn's work. I really like the movie Super, though I'll admit it's a dark comedy and it's not.
I was unaware of Super until I saw a video talking about what we're talking about tonight.
Yeah.
And referencing it. I'm like, I got to go check that out. It does lead me to believe that James Gunn understands the difference between a hero and a villain. And a number of things he has shared in interviews implies to me that he knows the difference between a hero and a villain. So I'm gonna give him that point.
Well, what else though? I did not care for Creature Commandos, though. I did actually watch that all the way through, and that was supposedly the first introduction to the Gunn DC verse.
I have not seen it, but I
did
know.
not like it. I did not like it.
Understood. I did not watch it, but I do know the comic book canon of it.
Okay.
And I got to be honest, it is not something that you should. It's not it should not be necessary.
It's just like a Vertigo style story in the comics, because that's what it felt like.
It predates Vertigo, but yes, it would fall into that kind of an idea. All I have liked from Gunn is Guardians 1. Oh, you didn't like Guardians 2? I have not seen Guardians 3 yet. We have it. We haven't watched it yet.
Okay. All right. But I'll get to the next article here. This hold on.
Well,
okay. So this was just a YouTube video. Yeah, I think. Right?
Yeah, this is I
Culture
just
Casino.
wanted to. I did no. This is Midnight's Edge.
That's my mistake.
Andre cuts through the politics and the media misrepresenting him. As I was pointing out, that video, this video is linked below, as are all the videos we're going to mention. I would encourage you to check it out for further viewing. Maybe leave him a comment and say Troy sent me. You know, it would be a nice thing to do.
I'll do that.
And do that on all the videos. Just build our community that way. Make us seem important. But
well, you mean I am important.
You are important. She is important. I don't know about myself, but Gunn claimed he didn't hire Cavill as a Superman because he didn't want to have carryover from the Snyderverse, but he kept his brother so he wouldn't have to crash on his couch and kept his girlfriend. Yeah, but let's be honest with you. I've heard a lot of hay being made about that. Yes, I agree that I can't stand the nepotism. On the other hand, I would be tempted to do the same thing, literally for the reason that he gives, right? I want to, my family and friends to be employed. I want to help them out. But I don't think you should read too much into the idea that there's any carryover of canon. And somebody who watched that Peacemaker series, let me know. But my understanding of Peacemaker was that they did some sort of multiversal shenanigans that like made a split in the Peacemaker canon, so that the Snyderverse ends and they continue in a different Gunverse type canon or something like that. That's what I heard. I obviously didn't see it, so I really don't know. But anyway, yes, I definitely encourage you to check out this video from Midnight's Edge that kind of cuts through all the BS that we got from Variety. It was all crap, and you guys, I'm sorry, a lot of people took the bait. I did. Culture Casino did. He did 2 videos where he's just coming down hard on Gunn because of what he got from Variety, only to find out it was a bunch of BS. And he has since walked that back because he's a man of integrity.
Yes.
So there you go. Geek Flag has been avoiding all the videos except ones about Superman until after I see the movie on Sunday. That's fine. Yeah, that is probably a good idea.
If you need to mute us, go ahead.
Yeah, if you got to come back another
I'm going to
time,
try not to give any spoilers, even though I've already heard some, because I try not to.
I'm going to be hard-pressed to give spoilers since I haven't seen it at all. Usarn G, welcome, my friend. He says, hi, everyone. I made it for the... No, we're only halfway through it. In fact, I haven't even gone to station identification yet. Booger says... Since the opening narration from the George Reeves series called Superman, A Strange Visitor from Another Planet, would you imply he was here on a visa, not immigrating? No. Like I said earlier on, I would say he is a refugee. He is a refugee, but his adoption by the Kents imbues him with citizenship status. I think they've overcomplicated all of this. Even during the John Byrne, the post-crisis reboot of Superman, had it be, and it was very clear what John Byrne was trying to do. Instead of being rocketed to Earth as a baby, like he was born and he was like a couple of years old and they put him in a rocket and sent him to Earth, he changed the Kryptonian history that women didn't give natural childbirth. Children were born in gestation pods. And literally, Kal-El hadn't been born yet. He was still an embryo in the gestation pod. And the gestation pod was put onto a hyperdrive unit and sent to Earth. So he was born in Kansas. Which would have made him a naturalized citizen. That was John Byrne trying to do a retcon. I don't think it's a necessary retcon.
Put him on a thumb drive and sent him to
well,
space.
There. I think it would be. I think they should go back to the baby coming to Earth thing, and just deal with the refugee / adoption. He becomes a citizen through adoption. That's the simpler way to do it. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. That's good. I had thought about the adoption angle. You are right. I was just thinking that visiting implies a temporary status. Well, that's a good point, except where does he go back to? In the Golden Age, there was nowhere for him to go back to. There was no Kandor. There was no Argo City. Krypton was destroyed. They meant visitor in a more poetic sense, not in a literal sense. In the old George Reeve series. So, which I only have 2 seasons of on DVD, one of which I got so I could get it autographed.
Did you want to go to a commercial break?
Oh, good point. Yes. I'm almost out of vodka here, so I am going to go to a station identification, get the promos out of the way, and we'll be back in just under 3 minutes. Thank you so much.
You are watching Last Call, streaming every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Come on in, pull up a chair, and have a drink with us.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, we have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada as Big Al presents The Last Starfighter on Films with Friends, Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Papa Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it somewhere else, but Boomer and Pacelli put a spin on it you likely won't hear anywhere else. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
This week on Live from Sparkwood and 21, an actress begins to adopt the persona of her character in a film as her world becomes nightmarish and surreal. Join us as we watch the first half of David Lynch's Inland Empire this Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates.
Just why is Servalan bound for Sardos, a planet in the outer darkness of the galaxy? And is it worth Avon risking all their lives to find out? It's Moloch, this Tuesday on Last Call Presents Blake 7 at 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern.
It's Thursday night, and Netters Network talks to the streamers who have everybody talking. It's Thursday Things, Thursdays at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netters Network.
Did you top off your glasses? We now return to Last Call.
Yes, warning, I did top off my glass.
What?
This is gonna be an off the hook stream, let me tell you.
Better be Hawaiian Punch.
Real quick, I like this comment. I wanted to bring it up. Booger says, being born in Kansas would make him a citizen, but Vattel wrote that a natural-born citizen had both blood and soil. Well, it's funny you say that because the whole paradigm of the natural-born citizen is working its way up to SCOTUS, and maybe changed in the next term or two. So it might not be enough to just have been born in Kansas for him to be a natural-born citizen. Natural-born citizen, of course, is a necessity to be president of the United States. So if Clark wants to run for president, he would have to be a naturally born citizen. But I don't think his citizenship status is in question because of his adoption status. So just wanted to bring that up. Fletcher Williams, saying hi to each other, sorry. Did Neil deGrasse Tyson explain the origins of Superman, where Superman goes to observatory to find the galaxy he's from? I don't know about Neil deGrasse Tyson. I've stopped listening to that jamoke, but because he likes to talk about science that's outside of his field, that he doesn't know any more about than I do. Just saying. And you know what? I just brought up the wrong comment. I meant to bring up that comment. But there have been a number of versions of Superman observing. So from Earth, there is an idea that he would have been able to literally watch the destruction of Krypton because he came here faster than light. So it would take a while for that image to be seen from Earth. Interestingly enough, there was a storyline where this wave of kryptonite energy that could only travel at the speed of light, can't go faster, finally reached Earth, and he was affected by it. And there were stories in the Silver Age where he traveled back in time to witness events on Krypton. So there you go. Yeah, I've got some serious, full-on Superman lore bona fides. Just saying. I know what I'm talking about.
Use bona fide?
I like to think so.
Bona fide.
Okay, I am trying to find a pair of earbuds that work, because mine, even though it's charged all the way, they decide they don't want to work anymore.
So, Boomer, Netter's not going to be able to hear you for a little while.
Okay.
I will translate if necessary.
All right. Well, let's go to the next article.
Let's go to the next one, yeah.
Dean Cain.
This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. I love Dean Cain. Follow him on X. I've had some communication with him. He is a good man. He is a godly man. Talked with him at a convention one time. He admitted that in his younger days he was a little bit of a bully. I'm like, yeah, you probably would have picked on him. He's like, I hate to say it, but it's probably true. I would have. But he's the salt of the earth now. He is a volunteer police officer.
Oh, that's cool.
In his community, and but yeah, I think he has kind of done a Daily Wire here. Why don't you go ahead and get into it, and we'll talk about it.
So Dean Cain, the actor known for portraying Superman in the hit 1990 series Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman, is joining the growing chorus of critics who are pushing back against James Gunn's upcoming Superman reboot. In a recent interview with TMZ, Cain responded to Gunn's controversial comments in the Times of London, where the director described Superman as an immigrant and framed his story as the story of America. While the phrasing may sound harmless to some, many longtime fans of the character see it as part of a broader push to redefine classic heroes through modern ideological lens. How woke is Hollywood going to make this character? Cain asked. How much is Disney going to change their Snow White? Why are they going to change these characters to exist for the times? Cain's concerns reflect what many fans have expressed in recent years, a frustration with studios reworking legacy characters instead of simply creating new ones. That sentiment grew louder when DC Comics officially dropped the phrase "The American Way" for Superman's slogan in 2021, replacing it with "Truth, Justice, and a Better Tomorrow." Superman, it was Truth, Justice, and the American Way. Well, they dropped that, Cain said. Thanks to beloved characters like those.
Hold up, Boomer. Check your mic. You've gone foggy on us.
Oh, sorry about that. How that happened.
You sound like you're far away from the mic, and I'm guessing that's not the case. But
how do I sound now?
That's better. That's better.
Okay. Cain's concerns reflect what fans have expressed in recent years, a frustration with studios reworking legacy characters instead of simply creating new ones. That sentiment grew louder when DC Comics officially dropped the phrase "The American Way" from Superman's slogan in 2021, replacing it with "Truth, Justice, and a Better Tomorrow." For Superman, it was "Truth, Justice, the American Way." Well, they dropped that, Cain said. Changing beloved characters I don't think is a great idea. If you want to create a new character, go ahead and do that. Cain added that while Superman has always been a symbol of goodness, that doesn't mean his identity should be manipulated to reflect a political agenda. Superman's inherent weakness is goodness, Cain said. He described the character's morality as a central strength. That's what makes him so powerful. He represents great values. He also made clear that he's not denying Superman's alien origins. We know Superman is an immigrant, but he's a freaking alien, Cain acknowledged. But said framing the character primarily through a modern political lens crosses that line. That's a bridge too far. Cain expressed deeper concern about Gunn's framing of Superman as a borderline political metaphor rather than a uniquely American symbol with timeless values. The American Way is an immigrant-friendly, tremendously immigrant-friendly, Cain explained, but there are rules. You can't come in saying, I want to get rid of all the rules in America because I want it to be more like Somalia. Well, that doesn't work because if you leave Somalia to come here, there have to be limits because we can't have everybody in the United States. Society will fail, so there have to be limits. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. You were saying?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I was going to say that everything he's saying is true. Unfortunately, I think he's responding to something that's fugazi. He's responding to that Variety article, and he missed the Midnight's Edge commentary that kind of sets the record straight. And that's very, like I said, that's very Daily Wire. You know, not understanding what's going on and brushing at smoke from another fire. Everything he's saying is true, but I think he's misplacing it by dumping it on Gunn. Don't get me wrong, Gunn is very, very left, but I don't think he's infusing any of that into this, and I think we should give him the grace he deserves for that.
What happened to the Moses analogy with Superman? I'd always heard that.
That is the big problem, because unfortunately, and as a Christian, not a practicing Christian, but as having grown up a Christian,
right?
I get the temptation to project the Christ allegory onto Superman, but that is never what he was intended to be, because keep in mind, Jerry Siegel and Joseph Schuster, it's a good name, by the way, they were both Jewish, and their intent was that that Superman was a Moses allegory. So the story of Moses, for those of you that, you heathen bastards who've never read your Bible, I'm just playing. Moses, as a baby, was sent down the Nile in a little wicker basket by his Jewish mother to be found by Pharaoh's daughter so that he would be adopted into Pharaoh's home, right? So he was literally a refugee from the slave people,
the Hebrews, yes,
the Hebrews, into the royal family, and he then goes through a crisis of faith when he realizes how his people are being treated, and he ends up becoming their deliverer. As a godly man and a prophet, wielding the will of God, he demands that Pharaoh release his people, and he frees them and delivers them to the promised land. And Superman was meant to be that kind of an allegory, right? He is sent to Earth from a dying planet to be the hero who would deliver the human race to a better age. He would be that hope, that something to shoot for, right? Something better. You can be better. That's why, specifically, Jor-El, as played by Marlon Brando, of all people, we're good people, Kal-El. They wish to be. They only lack the light to show them the way. So Superman comes to Earth to be that light, to show them the way. But from his point of view, he's like, I'm just one of them, which, honestly, that's how Moses saw himself, right? He wasn't the son of God. He wasn't the Messiah. He was just a man tasked by God to lead his people to the promised land.
Yes, to be the deliverer.
That's Superman. That is Superman. Unfortunately, nobody has that nuance anymore. They keep applying to him the Jesus allegory. Now, to be fair, from a biblical standpoint, there are a lot of parallels to be made between Moses and Jesus. That is kind of fair. It is a parallel kind of story, but they're not perfectly equivalent, So,
but again, that's not what they're talking about in all these interviews. They keep bringing up the,
yeah, actually, you know what? Albert makes a great point here. Superman was never a messianic type of hero. Paul Atreides in Dune,
yes,
that was specific. And in fact, it's more of a cautionary tale about messianic characters, right?
Now, what was I going to say though? But my impression always from the cartoons and everything else, and maybe this isn't true in the comics per se, but I always thought that Superman's great contribution wasn't just the fact all things he did, it's the fact that he set up the Justice League and got all the superheroes to start working together. And that was his big contribution to making the world a better place, more so than
that has always been part of the lore of Superman, that he was kind of a leader among the superheroes, and unfortunately, from what I'm hearing about this movie, that element has been lost. That's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. check out Dean Cain's interview on Piers Morgan. Dean definitely has an understanding of the character. He does. He absolutely does. His Superman bona fides are spot on. I would give Henry Cavill some points in this regard too. He's kind of a nerd too. He knows the geek culture. He's not pandering and looking down on his fans. He's one of us. So yeah, I definitely give props there.
To be fair, Cavill, I don't think he ever looked down on the fans either.
No, he never did. Never.
Yeah.
I don't think
neither did Brandon Routh, for that matter.
My feeling was that Brandon Routh is another one who absolutely gets the character and is totally in that nerd culture. Now, you could tell me that all three of these actors, are nerds after the fact. Maybe they started studying comics after they got the role. That may be, but I'm still going to give them friggin' props for that, because that's more than a lot of these dumbasses are doing in Hollywood. Just saying.
So, moving on to this next article we have here. James Gunn's Superman could lose to Man of Steel in opening weekend, box office according to prediction.
Yeah, so this is an interesting analogy here. They are looking at box office. And I think this is, again, this is probably couched a little bit. Is this from that Park Place as well?
I believe so. Yes, it is. Yes.
In fairness to that outlet, which I respect incredibly, I do think they are kind of couching this in a Gunn versus Snyderverse kind of frame, which may or may not be fair. I think that they kind of bury the lead on this, in that it is also a commentary on the current situation in Hollywood. I do feel that there are we have not recovered from the 2020 illness that has no origin, and what it has done to our economy, and especially what it has done to the cinema, vis-a-vis the whole streaming model. I can't remember which outlet it was, whether it was Midnight's Edge or maybe it was Film Threat, that was talking about the fact that these movies being in theaters for 4 weeks and then pulled and going straight to streaming is killing the box office, which is killing the revenue that these studios could be getting, and they're literally cutting off their nose to spite their face. It's like they want to lose money. They want to leave money on the table for whatever reason. Did you hear about the man who was in the car crash? He lost his left arm and left leg. Don't worry, though, he'll be all right now. Well, let me tell you something. Considering it's my left leg that's broken, I respond very, very well to that joke. But anyway, go on with this article, because like I said, yes, I do feel like this one it's comparing box offices. I think this needs a bit of a revision after the opening week, but let's get into it.
12 years ago, Man of Steel kicked off what would be eventually become the Snyderverse with a respectable $128.7 million domestic box office opening weekend for a Superman film. Now, projection for James Gunn's rebooted Superman suggests it may not even reach that benchmark, despite having every modern advantage in its corner. According to the forecasting from Box Office Pro, Gunn's Superman is expected to open between $115 million and $135 million. That may sound comparable to Man of Steel, but the comparison quickly falls apart under scrutiny, especially when you realize Superman could still come below Cavill's debut before adjusting for inflation. The Thursday numbers shell game. Box Office Pro's forecasts make a critical sleight of hand. It claims Man is still owing to $160 million and uses that figure as a baseline. But here's the problem. That number excludes the $12 million earned from Thursday preview screenings, which were counted separately at that time. The real number, factoring in full Thursday to Sunday launch of Man of Steel, is $128.7 million. In contrast, the $115 million to $135 million estimate for Gunn's Superman already includes includes Thursday previews, which is now standard practice in box office forecasting and has been since 2018. So if Superman opens at 115 million as currently projected, it's not right in line with Man of Steel. It's behind it. Adjusted for inflation, it's blowout. Once inflation is taken into account, the gap between is even more painful. Man of Steel's 2013 launch equates to about 174.5 million in 2025 dollars. So for Gunn Superman to truly match the performance of its predecessor in terms of butts and seats, it would need to clear that 174 million bar. As it stands, the new film could come in 40 to 60 million short. I think I'm going to want to have for Sunday, I want to see what the, I think that'll be a late article we'll add to our notes. I want to see how this movie's actually done over the weekend.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what does it take for a movie to be successful now? Is it 200 million opening box office? What's the benchmark now? Because I feel like it keeps going up and up and up. I mean, years ago, when I was growing up, 20 years ago, this would have been great box office.
Well, here's the problem. Even adjusted for inflation, this is not really. It's literally not coming out to the same opening week as Man of Steel, and that doesn't really say a lot. You could imply a lot of things from that. You've got to consider first, just the overall industry trend, the fact that a lot fewer people are just going to the theater. They are incentivized by these studios. You know what? In 4 weeks, it's going to be on my frickin' streaming service. Just screw it. I'll wait until it comes to TV. That's what a lot of people are doing. So it's not an apples to apples kind of comparison. The other thing is that I don't think, at least initially, for the Snyderverse, there was a lot of fan divide. Whereas I think as we get through some of the articles we're going to be going through later on, there's a lot of divide. The fans are almost 50-50 on this movie. Some fans hate it. Some fans love it. I have no strong feelings about it, but don't intend to see it. And
like Snarky J hated it, but Fanzine loved it. So it's like
Good point.
Like I think Mark Burnett liked it a lot too, though he said he did understand how it was going to divide fans. By the way, Snarky J is in a Wonder Woman costume in the birthday. In the video.
I give her incredible props, not only for having impeccable costumes, but when she does Wonder Woman, blue contact lenses.
Spot on.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That she gets the details. Good on her. The comic book and fan culture I grew up with in the 70s and 80s is pretty much gone. It's not about reading comics unless you are a hardcore comic collector or knowing the origin stories and history. I agree with you, Albert, but I will say this. There is something iconic about these characters. Whether you've read the comics or not, these have become part of the zeitgeist. They represent archetypes. They are like a modern mythology. And what they represent should be timeless. Now, to James Gunn's benefit, I will say I think he's aware of that. And he's at least trying to pivot in that direction. I question whether or not he has achieved it, but I think he's at least tried.
I get what he's saying, though. I think he's saying that in the past, the comic books were the main source, whereas they're not really anymore, are they? I mean, they still make based on the fact that they've allowed some atrocious things to come out from DC Comics in recent years. That if they had tried putting that in a movie, forget about it.
I made this comment about the recent Marvels, right? The Riri Williams, right? They're looking and they're saying, "Look, we followed the comics. We were 100% comic accurate." And anyone that saw, well, I only saw the first 3 episodes of that godforsaken series. Yes, it was 100% accurate to the comics, but the comics you chose were comics that did not sell, that nobody liked. So why do you think the series is going to do any better? I've made this analogy many times. It's like going to the refrigerator and finding the milk chunky and putting it back in the fridge thinking maybe it'll be better tomorrow. It won't be, I'm telling you. But if you look at the length and breadth of the 60 to 75 years of these comics and amalgamate them, there are stories there that are timeless. Now, again, to James Gunn's credit, I sound more and more like I'm trying to defend Gunn, and I'm not. But I am calling, where he's done good. He does have, from what I've heard about this new movie, elements of Superman from back into the 70s and references to the 80s, and he is trying to amalgamate all of those great stories. I think he's doing it. I think he's one mistake he's making that Zack Snyder made was having this big breadth of what he's doing. And real quick, I want to bring up welcome Tom of Midnight's Edge. Have you seen it yet, Troy? What does the title say? I haven't seen it and I don't plan to. And I'm explaining why. Or, well, I will explain why. There are some very strong things. You know what? Boomer, I'm gonna go a little bit out of order since somebody that I greatly respect has dropped in. I want to address him. I am citing Midnight's Edge. I'm citing That Park Place, WDW Pro, all the greats, all the YouTube greats that you should check out. All of your citations are linked below, and explaining, in a very even keel, as somebody who has not seen the movie, but is following all sides of this, being very middle of the road on this. I have some personal reasons that I choose not to support this movie. Of all the reviews that I've seen and heard, Marvin Montanero's is the one that rings the most with me. I think he has identified a lot of things that I felt strongly about. And he's said, yep, that's the way it is. And I'm like, okay. But I will also say that Netter and I both saw the last trailer, or the last whatever it is, where there was a bunch of footage of Mr. Terrific, who talks more like Mr. T than Mr. Terrific. And, excuse me, I'm sorry. The GD Mr. Terrific. He thinks he's Sam Jackson, apparently.
I won't see it just for that.
Yeah, Netter, you know how Netter is on the GD bomb. But be that as it may, I have a real problem with the representation, right? Everyone's all about the representation. Is this how we now represent a black character? Having him shucking and jiving? I am surprised there are not more people talking about this. Everyone's saying, oh, I loved Mr. Terrific. Do you even know who Mr. Terrific is from the comics? That's not Mr. Terrific. I have a real problem with that. Not to mention, I still have the problem with the fact that, Superman it's not a Superman movie. It's a Superman-led film, but it's a DC ad for all of their future movies. That's my big problem with it. And that's why, if I do ever see it, it's not going to be while it's in the theaters. Not that there's a big window these days.
I will say, though, that even in shows like Smallville or even Superman the Animated Series, they would have other heroes pop in time to time. And I don't know if that's what they were trying to go for with this movie. I guess I haven't seen it yet.
Tom, you know how this goes. I fly by the seat of my pants. That's fine. You're totally good. You're totally good.
Yeah, we're basically trying to say here.
The description now. Sorry. No, that's okay. That's okay. No worries. You're good, man.
What we're trying to say is we've the people we like and respect have both
Never,
loved
never
and hated
apologize.
this movie.
It's a sign of
Yes.
weakness, Tom. You never need to apologize to me.
I
I'm
guess,
sorry, Boomer. I keep talking over you.
no, so I was just going to say there are people we like and respect who have both loved and hated this movie at the same time. So I have heard it's divisive. That's all. But I haven't seen it myself yet. But
And Albert, I agree with you. That's probably what they think. But let's face it. They're leaving money on the table. You leave it in the theater as long as it can possibly make money. Then you move it to streaming. Then you release the DVD. Then maybe if it's popular enough, you friggin' re-release it at the theaters. Make as much money on it as you can. The industry seems to have completely lost the concept of multiple revenue streams. It's like they're afraid to make money. It's ridiculous. I loved Mr. T too, Tom, but that's not who Mr. Terrific is. You know?
But he is technically a Mr. T. I'm sorry, that's not funny.
You're not wrong there. You're kind of right. You're kind of right. I'm surprised this movie has become such a battleground. I should have expected it though. I mean, yeah, there's this crazy division, and it's smoke from another fire, right? It's really because of the way things went under the Snyder banner, but still. Drew G, haven't seen you in a while, but good to see you, my friend. I saw it tonight. I liked it overall, but for a movie made for kids and adults alike, the cussing was overwhelming. This I had not heard before. But yes, I had literally just talked about the GD bomb. I'm GD,
Well,
Mr. Terrific.
A lot of
No, you're really not.
Yeah, why do they allow this in movies nowadays? Yeah.
Well, I heard that Lois says regards some people as like an ace in the hole, if you know what I mean. If that's not being obvious enough. Hopefully
I
YouTube
was
didn't conflate that.
out
Okay.
when I heard they took out the American way. Well, okay, so let me get into this. From what I understand, they simply don't say it in the movie. It's not like in Superman Returns where they go truth, justice, and all that stuff, which was bad enough. They just don't address it.
It was Frank
And
Langella.
so-
It's Perry White.
Yeah. And so that in and of itself, let's face it, truth, justice, and the American way is not something that was in every single iteration of Superman. It's not like it's a catchphrase that came up in every single thing. Let's face it, other than the George Reeve, opening monologue, you only hear it once or twice, I mean, you hear it once from Christopher Reeve in the first one. I stand for truth, justice, and the American way, Lois. Well, then you'll be fighting every elected official in Washington, Honestly, I'm tired of people being critical of the film before they've seen it. I'm sorry, Tom. I'm going to push back on you because that's what marketing is all about. If I've seen things in the promos that made me not want to see it, that's on the studio. I should not have to see a movie to judge the movie. I am being fair here by taking into account everyone who has seen it. But I saw things that I didn't care for, and I choose not to support it financially. And I think I have that right. I loved Mr. Terrific is what I meant. Oh! When you said I love Mr. T, you meant Mr. Terrific, not
Okay.
I pity the fool, Mr. T. Okay.
I got you.
I see what you're saying. I feel like this is being overblown like crazy. That is part of what I was getting to. I think but again, I think this is a situation of their own making. They should have seen it coming, and they should have been way out ahead of it, and they didn't. And so this is on Warner Brothers and their marketing team. If they can't do the American way because it's the right thing or it's respectful of the original canon, they can do it because American ticket money is supporting the film. Yeah, I haven't dug into it, so that's why I didn't bring it up, and I don't have anything in the notes to bring it up. But my understanding is it's not doing too well overseas. I did not get the impression about Mr. Terrific at all Cursing aside, which many characters do, I did not feel he was racial stereotyping. That's just what I saw, and I did see scenes of him in the promos that led me to believe that. How do we know it was ever in it in the first place? Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about a comment I didn't see. Sorry about that.
Should I get to the next article?
Yeah, and actually, Tom, he's right. Part of the plot is whether or not he does represent America or not. So it's a good point.
Did you see Miguel's comment? I did not get the impression about
Yes, I just read it.
Oh, duh. Sorry, still playing with earphones here.
It's all right. Okay, so this was also from That Park Place.
All
right. So
every Superman reactions are in,
and they're overwhelmingly positive. So
and they're overwhelmingly positive. Okay.
So the first reaction, James Gunn Superman are flying in, and to the surprise of many, including longtime skeptics of Warner Brothers and DCU reboot, they are overwhelmingly positive. During this special promotion event in Brazil, attendees were treated to the first 30 minutes of Superman, the film formerly known as Superman Legacy. While an embargo was likely in place, that didn't stop several influencers, press members, and fans from sharing their early impressions online. And according to them, James Gunn may have pulled off the impossible. Superman reactions describe a fresh, heartfelt take on the Man of Steel that's winning people over from frame one. No way I saw the first 30 minutes of Superman after feeling so hopeless the entire day, wrote one attendee on X. Needless to say, it was damn beautiful. Time absolutely flew by. That enthusiastic sentiment was echoed across social media in a flurry of posts celebrating David Corn Sweat's performance, Gunn's tone, which reportedly is a complete about-face from the bleaky, dreary tone of Zack Snyder and the visual spectacle of Superman's flight. The first 30 minutes of Superman is so effing good. A fresh new perspective to take the character, wrote another. David is so good, switching from Clark to Superman, and the chemistry with Rachel, we've seen a lot, and we haven't seen a lot. I don't get what that means. Okay.
We haven't seen the chemistry a lot.
I see. He hasn't seen that type of romance.
It's probably a shot at the
right.
At the previous couple iterations of Clark and Lois. Real quick, so Superman is technically a global hero, not an American, though he is based in America. Honestly, we cannot separate Superman. This is where I think it's maybe a little bit appropriate for them to be a little bit political with Superman, because we have this whole situation about, should America be the world's police? And we definitely have been playing that role. So if that's what this movie is going for, yeah. And as Tom pointed out, this movie is very much kind of digging into that. Do we have a right to go getting involved in other countries and all that kind of stuff? And I think there's a populist movement here in the United States saying no, we should not. We should let people deal with their own stuff, and when it becomes our problem, then it becomes our problem. So, yeah, again, Tom's reiterating that's part of the plot. And then we have, welcome, by the way, Maverick77 Defender says The Marvels is a better movie. So, yeah, there are people who've seen this movie who didn't like it. So, the fan base really is divided on
split,
this, including people who have seen it. Now, admittedly, I'm sure that there are people that have seen it that went into it planning to not like it and are going to find reasons to not like it. But this is what the studios need to overcome. This is part of the burden that they carry if they're going to continue making things in these franchises, you know?
So, it says the official synopsis describes Superman as a return to optimism, focusing on a hero driven by compassion and inherent belief in the goodness of humankind. That's a stark contrast to the grimmer portrayals that dominated in recent years. That pivot appears to be resonating. But then you get articles like this, where it's Superman review, James Gunn's brightly colored train wreck may derail DC for good. So,
yeah, that's a good point. Hold on to that for just a second.
Well, wait. Yeah. I can go back to
Papa Smurf, welcome, by the way, says, how many of these fantastic, fanatic positive reviews are purchased by Warner Brothers for merchandise? I'm gonna have to push back on that, Papa, because what friggin' merchandise is there that anybody is even interested in? I've seen the toys. I've seen the popcorn buckets. There's nothing all that exciting out there, you know.
I imagine they're doing stuff with crypto though, right? I mean, that seems obvious.
Well, crypto, if they're doing this right, and from the marketing, they're starting to lean into it. They better play crypto as the Grogu of this series. Mikey Suze 4 says, we felt nostalgic about Corn Sweat playing his best imitation of Chris Reeve, and I felt Nicholas Holt, who played a good Lex Luthor, B+, on the final grade. There you go, Mikey. Good to hear it. I didn't get free shit. Well, I'll tell you what, if you ever do get free shit, you better show it off, because I'd be kind of interested if you got anything good. I did see, and again, speaking as somebody in this community who knows that you don't get free shit. You go out and you get the stuff that you like, or, you know, in my case, you make it yourself. That, by the way, is a Christopher Reeve Superman Mego that I made myself from scratch. But I did see that. I'm sorry, I forget the girl's name from Force of Light. She had the probably the only thing that I had any interest in was the popcorn bucket that was the Daily Planet dispenser. I kind of got a kick out of that. I thought that was actually a cool little gimmick. But she bought it herself. She didn't get it for free or anything like that. You know. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, they are still United States Marines. Just because Superman saves people in other countries doesn't make him any less American. That's fair. That's a good point. No studio is going to give me anything. I'm too problematic. Well, yeah, Tom. Yeah, at least you own it. At least you own it. That's a good point. I was, Tom, just as a side note, you know where I'm at on this whole YouTube thing, trying to make a go of it, and I was making a joke about sponsorship. I haven't gotten a sponsorship yet, but then I find out YouTube doesn't allow alcohol sponsorships, and I'm like, damn, I may have gone into the wrong profession here.
So let's see here though.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm going to read too much from this, but this is a bit that Park Place. And welcome to my spoiler-free Superman review. It's not going to be for the weak of heart. Buckle up and away, because I'm taping up my fist for this one. Be perfectly clear up front, I'm a massive Superman fan.
You did not derail, Tom. Take care. You are to me YouTube royalty, so I super appreciate you, my friend.
Yeah.
Make sure you're following Midnight's Edge, especially Midnight's Edge After Dark, especially Mead Radio.
Mead Radio is awesome.
Mead Radio is awesome, and they receive $0 from YouTube. You need to support them. Just like in the old days, drop a few bucks on them for what do they call it?
Super chat?
Not well, yes, it's a super chat, but no, it's not a monetized channel.
Tip?
Yeah, it's a tip, but you want to request a song? For a song request, you know. Yeah, make sure you do that. It's a lot of fun during the day.
So he goes on to say, I say that because what follows is not the rant of some mindless Snyderverse defender. I loathe the Snyderverse, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. To say that I have no love for any of them is an understatement. They misunderstand the character at a fundamental level. So this isn't about nostalgia for what came before. The Superman review comes directly from what I saw on screen last night, no one else. I walked in the James Gunn Superman hopeful. I defended the trailers. I wrote editorials saying maybe, just maybe, this was going to be the version we waited for, and yet I hated this movie. I hate it with a deep gnawing frustration, because for the third time in my life, a director has rebooted Superman, and for the third time they failed. And I like to say when I write reviews that this is simply my perspective and my subjective opinion. If you like it, I'm happy for you, and I envy you. It's far more fun to like something than it is to hate it. And true. I wish I liked the movie, but I don't. If you do, my lack of enjoyment doesn't detract from your take. All right, now that I disclaimer out of the way, let's dive into what is going to be a very negative Superman review. This isn't about politics. Let's get one thing out of the way right up front. Superman is not woke. It's not overtly political. If you're hoping for a hit piece on progressive messaging, you won't find it here. If those elements were present, I would be the first person to call Rip of the Shreds, but it never hit that point for me. That's not the problem. The problem is far simpler. It's just not a good movie. Okay, being not woke isn't a free pass to be bad. You still have to tell a coherent story, treat the characters with care, and honor the world that they come from. And when it comes to Superman, James Gunn simply doesn't do that. Cornsweet, Brosnan, Holt, great cast, terrible script. David Cornsweet's a solid Superman, just like Henry Cavill was, but as with Cavill, there's a great Superman in there that we never really get to see. He's trapped in a script that is constantly working against him, undercutting every moment that could have been meaningful with bad jokes and worse structure. Rachel Brosnahan is fantastic as Lois Lane. She doesn't girl boss her way through the role, and honestly, she deserves to be mentioned in the same light as Terry Hatcher, Erica Durance, thank you for mentioning Erica Durance, writer of this room, and Elizabeth Tulloch, some of the best to ever
No mention of Noel Neal, though.
They mentioned Erica Durance. Everyone forgets her. I'm glad they included her. Oh, okay.
Good point.
Nicholas Hoult, too, gives a great performance as Lex Luthor. The problem is none of these performances are enough to save this movie, and that's because the biggest issues in the cast, the biggest and most insurmountable issue of the movie is James Gunn. Gunn is everywhere in this film. Every frame dips with his creative fingerprints. His influence isn't just present, it's suffocating. Whenever the movie tries to get serious or emotional, it gets immediately undercut by a Gunn-style joke, and not a funny one. These aren't even Marvel-level quips, which also degenerate into nonsense in the modern era. They're Taika Waititi-level nonsense. You can almost hear Gunn tapping the keys, inserting another gag at the worst possible time. If you've read any of Gunn's old jokes, he's bringing up the Twitter thing, the ones that got him temporary cancel, you already know the man is not funny. His sense of humor is juvenile, best, completely tone deaf at first. That's the same sensibility that affects the movie like a virus.
Yeah,
the film is almost afraid to have an earnest moment. Anytime it seems like there's going to be a serious, reflective second, it immediately ruined with an attempt at humor, and the humor is Josh Whedon's brunch level bad.
What he just said, that was all, and I don't think I included it. I should have done. I will later add a link to Snarky J's review of it. She says exactly the same thing, that there are a lot of great, heartfelt moments that aren't allowed to breathe. They're always broken up by comedy. And it's like, no, you sometimes need to take the time.
Hasn't Marvel had that problem too, though?
But a big part of that has been the Gunverse. It's Gunn's influence with Guardians of the Galaxy and all of these things. He can't not be funny. He's always got to be throwing in juvenile jokes. And sometimes that's good. We've been saying Superman needs to smile. He needs to be happy. It can't be all dour. But at the same time, it also needs to be serious sometimes. That's just pure good storytelling.
All right. And another thing that complained that it's a jumbled, aimless mess. What makes it worse of all is the structure. This isn't tight, character-driven film. It's a fever dream, a wild, rambling plot that settles down long enough to breathe. The action is chaotic. The world building is paper-thin. The exposition is as subtle as a sledgehammer. You can feel the movie is trying to say something at times, but never earns those moments that just happen. Now, I've heard from other reviews of this that they thought the exposition was not overblown like it is in a lot of modern movies like the latest Jurassic Park, how it's better. Yeah. I've heard people praising how they use exposition versus this review where it doesn't like it. I think Snarky J also did not like the exposition, but I've heard other people say it's fine. So I don't know.
Robert's Infinite Realms, take care, have a good night. I understand. You can always catch up on the rewatch. Just got back from eating dinner and drinking beer at Hooters. I can't speak to the beer at Hooters, but if you had the hot wings, I know Hooters has really, really good hot wings. It's National French Fries Days. I did not know that. That is interesting. Welcome.
You know what isn't bad on French fries if you're going to be adventuresome? Barbecue sauce. I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. I feel like a little more Tabasco. But,
okay, anyway, yeah, barbecue potato chips, don't you? I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, okay, good point.
Listen to me. I went to a French fry stand in St. Augustine once. What a friend of mine got.
At least you're not telling me to put ketchup on them.
French fries with that Canadian-style gravy on it, and I got the French fries with barbecue sauce, and I got the better deal.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like this gray gravy. You think biscuits and gravy in the South are bad. This looked a lot worse than that. Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay. I get where you're going with that.
I wouldn't be dipping fries in sausage gravy either. I think sausage gravy is for biscuits, and you probably think it's for nothing.
Okay.
Anyway.
At least you have your standards.
I have my standards. So the last 5 things on here, I'm just gonna put the bullet points. Too much gun humor, starts in the middle. Crypto is terrible. Overcorrection from Snyder movies. Respect performances for lethal actors. Not woke. I've heard people like Crypto. I don't really have a problem with stories that start in the middle. Sometimes that can work to a story's favor, actually.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, but here's some another YouTuber who commented on this made a great point. By drawing a comparison to, of all things, another Zack Snyder film, The Watchmen. The Watchmen pretty much starts en medias res, but it does a great job at the very beginning of sharing the universe with you in bylines and newspaper banners and news footage and stuff that fills you in on the alternate history so that you're caught up by the time the main narrative starts. You don't get any of this. You have to infer by the reaction that people have to Superman that he's been a hero for a long period of time and he's earned the respect and adoration of people. And that's... I understand the desire to not go through the origin again, but even look, I'll give you another example. The Norton version of the Incredible Hulk, where they are kind of starting in medias res, but during the opening credits they give you flashbacks that show his origin story, basically differentiating it from the previous movie, so that you jump in kind of following where the story is at. And apparently this movie does not get that. Other than 300, Watchmen is the only Snyder movie I like. Okay, you're right. 300 and The Watchmen, you're right. Those are the only ones I like.
I'm gonna get yelled at in the chat. I kind of liked Baby Doll.
What was Baby Doll? Was that the one with the blonde girl that goes all ninja on people?
I think so. It was like she was. It had a bunch of actors in the cast. It was these weird fantasy segments where she was like an insane asylum, but she was going to these fantasy segments.
Yeah. I saw it.
It was bizarre. I liked
it in that it was something original and he wasn't bastardizing, something else.
Yes.
So I give it props for that. But it was okay. That's the best.
I get how people don't like it, but I thought
you just like the blonde girl in the miniskirt.
I liked all the women in it, if I'm being honest here. But
enough.
okay. But
Crypto was the star. That's not a point against it, because Crypto, despite what a lot of people say, I don't know about this iteration of Crypto, but Crypto overall, I like. He's a good boy. Apparently, he's not a very good boy in this movie.
And then there's Ace, the
Snarky J says he's a little SOB, but I don't know.
Well, that means he's just a dog. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Actually, I know I like dogs. I'm a dog person, but yeah, they sometimes have a mind of their own. That's why I made a joke in that Wild at Heart movie when the dog had the guy's hand in its mouth. I know exactly what's going on in the dog's head. I know it's a human hand. I know they need it back. I know they're looking for it, but haha, I'm going to run off and bury it somewhere. I know that was what was going on in his head. Because that's how a dog would think. The dog would think that was cute and funny. Okay, yes.
You're right. To them, that is a kind of
Charlie
play.
Brown. What? Go ahead. What?
To them, that is a kind of play, right? I know they want this. I'm going to go hide it. They're going to have to chase after me to get it. Yeah.
That's why I like Snoopy on Charlie Brown, because Snoopy dog emotes and acts like a dog would. Okay.
Kinda. Sucker Punch. Yes, that's why.
I thought it was Baby Doll was the character in Sucker Punch.
Baby Doll was the character. The name of the movie was Sucker Punch. You're absolutely right. And Keely Chow, we're just kind of, as people that have not actually seen Superman, we're kind of going through the week's, rundown and all the different sides of this crazy frickin' battle on multiple sides about this movie. So again, and if you go over to WDW Pro, you can see Marvin Montanaro talking about his impressions of this movie. And he hit all the points that told me this was not a movie I wanted to see. He spoke to the things that I had decided. And look, there are, from everything I've heard, some very good things about it. But then, okay, here's another reviewer that I respect greatly. Welcome Sin's Corner. Saw Superman yesterday. I was unimpressed. Boom. This is the problem. I think, from what I've heard, there were improvements over the Snyderverse, but it didn't stick the landing. It doesn't tell a good enough story. There are elements that are absolutely missing. To say that the pendulum swings too far the other way might be saying it a little strong. I'd rather it be on that side, the pendulum be on that side than on this side. But maybe, yeah, it did go a little bit too far. I can kind of see that. Yeah, the gal in Sucker Punch. I'm with you, Boomer. Yeah. I mean, let's face it, I have a type too. She was, yeah. But when you start thinking about the story, you start going, oh, yeah. You know? Well, yeah. Krypto was supposed to be in Christopher Reeve's Superman, but those days it was impossible. The reason, I actually didn't even know that. Thanks for sharing that. You're right. Back in the 70s and 80s, if they wanted to do Krypto, they would have needed a good trained dog and done it in a practical way. It could have been done, but it would have been very, very difficult. Think about some of the movies that we saw with real animals, things like Benji and Lassie and what was that Disney movie with the dog and the other? I don't remember.
Old Yeller.
Anyway.
Oh, you're talking about,
not Old Yeller, but yeah, I suppose
I almost
that
said
one
Lilo and Stitch.
Lady and the Tramp.
No.
The Fox and the Hound was a cartoon. I don't know. But my point is, all of those things needed to be done practically. But yeah, speaking of Disney, they had the Cat from Outer Space or whatever it was. All that stuff had to be done using trained animals, you know. So it would have been a whole different ball of wax these days. Best part about it wasn't even Superman. That's a problem. It was Mr. Terrific. I'd rather watch the movie about him than this version of Superman. See, that's the problem, because that is, Mr. Terrific is exactly the reason I don't want to see this. I don't think this is a good representation of the character. I don't think this is a good representation of the African American community. I think there's racial stereotyping going on there. I don't appreciate him dropping the GD bomb. I'm GD Mr. Terrific. I made the reference to him being sounding more like Mr. T than Mr. Terrific.
I suspect they probably would rather have him say MF and Mr. Terrific, but they couldn't get away with that in a PG movie. That's probably what he wanted.
Well, and therein lies the problem, because that isn't even that the way it's done makes it come off as a racial stereotype. But Sam Jackson is Sam Jackson. He doesn't represent a race. He represents himself. And trying to piggyback on that is bullcrap too. Just saying.
Moving on to what's this? What am I at? Well, these are the various YouTube reviews too that we're going down. So we have
from a theological standpoint, I agree with you, Lester. But from a disrespect point of view, come on, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
You're running interference for something that you shouldn't be doing.
Anyway, so here we go. What do we have? We have this is from WDW.
So this is from WDW Pro. Another great video linked below. We're not going to get too into this. We'll just read the title. Superman 2025. Honest review, spoiler free. Did James Gunn ruin the DC universe or save the superhero genre? This was a panel piece. It's a 20-minute video. And there's a number of different opinions, and they're on all sides of it. They are on all sides of it. And I believe this is the one that includes Marvin Montanero's review. So I do recommend check it out. Check it out. And Sin's review, I'm sorry we didn't know about it when I put together the description. Otherwise, I would have linked it below. If I can remember through my boozy haze, I will remember to link it in the description below later on, as I will with Snarky J. In fact, if one of the panel members wants to remind me later, make sure I link Sin's Corner and Snarky J down below. I will do that tomorrow.
Some could argue, though, why is there cussing in the movie at all, though?
There shouldn't be.
Variety.
If you're trying to make a family movie, there should be zero swears in it. Period. Full stop. There is no equivocation.
I'm trying to think of Avengers. I think like the minor S word was used by Tony Stark, and then Captain
Well, in the Avengers, Loki uses a slur or
well, that's something. Yeah,
very blue term.
People had problems with that.
People
when that
know
came out.
Britishisms were like, "Oh my gosh, that's our rating right there."
Yeah.
But for most American audiences, it went right over
their head. Yeah.
Me and My Monkey says, the Nightcap. Thank you so much for stopping in, Me and My Monkey. You are good people. You came in just in time because I know you have come from this guy's community.
There's Culture Casino. I think I was confusing with Andre from Midnight's Edge. They both have that long hair and the beard going.
Yeah, and they're both good people. They're both good people.
And I think he actually he didn't think it was perfect, but he liked it. I remember hearing.
Yeah, he did. He was definitely on the positive side. He
like
did point out some downsides of it. Again, now this is a very long, in-depth live stream that he did where he's doing a lot of interaction with the audience. So maybe check it out on high speed or something like that. But he's got some great insights you should probably check out. Does it look to you like his microphone is just floating there in midair?
Kind of.
Okay, whatever. That's kind of neat.
It's magic.
It's magic. But yes, I did want to make sure that you guys. And again, Big Al presents. Big Al, you're probably not still here. You've probably left us. But check out his 10-word review. He does note possible spoilers. He says 10-word review or less, which usually his 10-word reviews or less are. Big Al, this one not so much. He does his 10-word review and then he goes on to do a full-on review on this. So he had some thoughts. But even Big Al, who we used to make fun of and say, oh, he's like the opposite of Mikey, the cereal boy, right? Remember, he won't eat it. He hates everything. Well, we used to say, oh, he won't dislike it. He loves everything because he's smiley, sunny Big Al. But Big Al has been negative on a lot of movies, and this one he's kind of middle of the road on. I was actually kind of surprised. He liked it overall, but you know what? Go check out his review to get all of it. Get all of it from him. But yeah, it's a little bit more longer-winded than a 10-word review. Criticless, if you care about reviews, forget Rotten Tomatoes, forget Box Office Mojo, forget all of those. You should be on Criticless. Criticless.com. Criticless Cast here on YouTube. Check it out. We have the live stream where Criticless and his panel are talking about this movie and giving their out of theater reviews. You should check this out. And instead of going to Rotten Tomatoes, go to Criticless. A lot of people are dropping their reviews, and last I looked, which was yesterday, they were about 50-50. There's another problem, Sin. Why is what we want as a family movie PG-13? This is something that should be appealing to the broadest audience possible. You need to get the kids loving Superman. And from everything I've heard, the tone is like an animated episode. So that they're clearly trying to target kids, which is what you want. You need the kids to love Superman so you have another generation loving this character. If you're making it PG-13, you're essentially saying anyone 12 and younger should not be coming to see this movie. That's a problem, given the subject matter. That's a problem.
All right.
No. Sin, I know you weren't saying that, but I was trying to include everybody that I knew that has done reviews that I've seen. I included them below because I want to send people over there. Had not seen yours yet, I will add it later. That's just what I wanted to do with my stream. The 10 he is here, and he came to defend it. He said the 10 words are the primary official review. The rest is ramble. You just went a little bit more rambly on this one than you usually do, Big Al. Just saying. I mean, Netter and I were like, we looked at each other at one point and we're like, oh, he's really going on this 10-word review, isn't he?
There's Sean O'Rourke, who did pop by on your stream earlier in the week.
Yes, so
which I was trying to explain.
If Sean O'Rourke stops by and sees this video, let me apologize. I didn't, because I'm.
Well, you weren't rude to him. I was paying attention. You were fine. You were.
I hope I wasn't rude to anybody.
No, you're not rude to anybody, but you were. Yeah, you were fine. I don't think. Yeah.
But you pointed out, you're like, hey, Sean O'Rourke commented on your video, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Who's Sean O'Rourke? And you're like, dude, he's like a big YouTuber. I'm like, oops. I hope I wasn't rude to him. Yeah. And I just wanted to say, if you stop back, Sean, I just because I hadn't now I'm aware of your channel, and now I will check out your content. Okay. Sorry, I didn't know, but thank you for stopping by my little channel. I appreciate it.
Okay.
And Mark Daly is going to head out for the night. That's why we call it last call, my friend. Last call for alcohol. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. We'll be wrapping it up soon, Mark.
Yeah,
but you could always come back and catch the end later on.
But I do want to finish these out. And this is what we're going to wrap up the night with. This
one was bizarre. And more bizarre than anything that starts off with Grace Randolph.
What is this? The AI story of the week?
Yes!
Grace Randolph's Superman review copied by possible bots and wave of identical posts promoting James Gunn's movie. Just hours after film critic and YouTube host Grace Randolph declared James Gunn's Superman the best Superman movie to date, her exact words began ricocheting across X from a slew of accounts parroting identical phrase. And when we say identical, we mean identical. This is the best Superman movie to date, Randolph wrote to her 145,000 plus followers. When James Gunn gets out of the way and lets his work speak for itself, it's incredible. It's not perfect, but darn close. It made me a believer in Gunn's DC. Review embargo lifts today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and plenty more DC videos coming. The post quickly caught fire, garnering over 1 million impressions, and even drew the attention of the film's official social media account. In a public reply, the verified Superman X account responded to Randolph directly. We love your Superman post comment and would love to include some of or all of your content in our marketing promotions. Please respond back yes if you authorize this. Thank you. Randolph enthusiastically agreed yes, because she'd gotten in hot water with Warner's over the whole thing with the Batman producer, and I think even Gunn called her out or something. But well, we can forgive, right? Okay, or at least, well, that's up to me. That's up to other people. But within hours, eagle-eyed users began noticing something strange. A slew of less-known accounts, many of which exhibit classic signs of automation, began reposting Randolph's message word for word. Some alter emojis are swapping out hashtags here and there, but the structure, grammar, and phrasing remained eerily consistent. In some cases, even punctuation and line breaks were preserved. Among those who flagged the trend were YouTube maestro, the TDS co-host of Gothic Therapy Channel, who has gained a reputation for tracking suspicious bot activities.
Great channel. If you aren't subscribed to him, you absolutely should be. He did appear on a previous installment of Netters Network's Thursday Things. He is good people. Check him out. He and his wife, the Writing Raven.
Well, I still need to get her on my channel.
Well,
I like that. I like that title, The Writing Raven. The suspicious wave of posts comes amid a broader push to build momentum from James Gunn's DC reboot. Superman currently holds 85% critic score with 96% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, numbers that, while impressive, will likely shift once the film receives a full wide release. Coincidence or copycat campaign? To be clear, there is no direct evidence that Warner Brothers Discovery orchestrated the post.
So let's cut to the chase on this one. I think we can really get to the bottom of this. they got her approval. She approved it because the way it was phrased, I probably would have too. I understand that. But then what they did was they copied her wholesale and they turned it over to their automated systems to regurgitate out all over the place. And they're basically, because she said, yeah, it's okay to use, you usually say, okay, yeah, you can quote me. You can quote me on that. They don't mean you can friggin' plagiarize me. That's what they basically did. They plagiarized her. And then they turned it into an automated... But yes, Sin is making a joke, you know, an allusion to a story element about monkey bots. And, you know, that's really what AI is doing with this kind of stuff. And it's kind of disgusting. It's kind of disgusting. And yes, I agree. I generally don't side with Grace Randolph on friggin' anything, really, but she's entitled to her opinion, and I don't disparage her for it, and I think this is kind of bullcrap. I don't care who you are, you shouldn't ever get plagiarized, and that's what these marketing people are doing with their AI bots.
You think it's Warner Brothers doing it?
It's either Warner Brothers or a marketing agent of theirs. And by that, I don't necessarily mean authorized. It could very well be just people that love Warner Brothers and on their own want to support them. Hell, it could just be, you know, some rando who owns stock in Warner Brothers. I don't know. It could be anybody. But hell, it could be just a fan who happens to really, really like this movie and want to make sure that it does really, really, really well. For sure, it's all subjective, this stuff. It's probably Warner Brothers or their marketing. Yeah, that's the most likely. You know, how does a detective, you know, you look for motive and opportunity. Well, they've got the biggest motive and the best opportunity. But it's disgusting. It's really, really disgusting. And I've been harsh of Warner Brothers marketing through this whole 2 hours and 20 minutes. And this does not improve my opinion of them. This is not good marketing. This is cheap, copy someone else's work marketing.
I feel like they have been kind of cheap with the marketing on this movie, though.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, well, okay. From a business standpoint, you stop and you think, you know what? We don't have to spend a lot of money on this because this will market itself. It's big. Everyone's going to be talking about it. All the YouTube outlets will be talking about it. All the influencers.
I mean, they didn't have a Super Bowl ad. I remember.
However, when you do that and you allow the word of mouth to get out, you don't have any control over it. It's like a rudderless boat. And it's very clear that's what happened to this. I think that's the takeaway from everything I said tonight. And that's all of this political stuff, all this comparison to the Snyderverse stuff, all of it, all the divisiveness is because Warner Brothers didn't take control and shepherd this thing. That's the problem. That's where marketing fell down. And then you're going to just go and you're going to parrot what Grace Randolph said? You don't friggin' deserve your marketing budget. You all deserve to lose your jobs, Warner Brothers marketing. Just saying. You know?
All right.
That's just my opinion.
Well, that is our last story of the night. Maybe we'll learn more about this situation as the week unfolds with this campaign.
Check out the links all below. Everything we referenced is cited down below, with the exception of please check out Sin's Corner and her recent review, which I haven't even seen yet, and check out Snarky J and her most recent review. Snarky J, I gotta say, the one thing I love about Snarky J, she's a young kid. if I had a daughter, I hope she'd be just like Snarky J. She's the next generation of fandom, and I like where her head is. She definitely deserves a follow if you're not following her. So, and if you're you're part of that generation, she's also pretty easy on the eyes, so go check her out. So just say.
Okay.
So that's it for me. Next week, Boomer, we need to talk about what we're going to do, but I feel like I'm past due for a promise that I made to my audience a couple weeks back. Mm-hmm. You guys contributed a lot of bucks to me because you want a karaoke party. So I think it's about time. I think we need to get that done. So, Boomer, I don't know how you feel about karaoke. I don't know if you'd want to do a song or two. But,
I can try.
But I am going to talk to, and if you're still here, Deleted Scenes, maybe we can talk this weekend. You could talk me through the technical aspects of doing that. I will not be doing it here on YouTube, although I will start the stream here on YouTube. We will start on YouTube, as we usually do. I will close down the stream after, greetings and saying hi to everybody, maybe after a half hour. We will migrate over to the Green Machine, where we will have our karaoke party. That is the plan as of right now. And if you want to ply me with Rumble Rants, which is the equivalent of YouTube Super Chats, I could be inclined to sing a song or two or three or more for you. Thank you so much for being here, writer Albert Lanier. Make sure you check out his channel. Make sure you check out his interview with Netter last night on, could be 2 nights ago, depending on what side of the time zone you're on, over on Netter's channel. And we'll definitely be seeing more of him around this community as he is going to be guesting on Deleted Scenes channel. And he's going to be potentially appearing on a future Last Call. So that's all I've got. You guys saw what all the promotions were, so you guys know what's coming up this week. And is there anything that I missed, Boomer, that you think I need to talk about?
No, I mean, just the usual stuff we're doing this week. Geek Geezers on Sunday.
Geek Geezers on Sunday. I got to get those notes together for you.
We'll be talking about how Ubisoft wants you to destroy your games.
And we'll talk a little bit about this Subnautica thing. Holy crap! Yeah. I just caught, just before we went live, I caught Smash JT's video about it. I hadn't read the article that Boomer sent me about it. I'm like, holy crap! This is bull crap. I will not be buying the Subnautica 2 as much as I loved Subnautica 1. I cannot
support.
Well, we'll get into it on Sunday.
We'll get into it, and we'll also try to have the latest box office update on this Superman movie.
On this,
I'll add that to the end of the notes. We'll find out maybe we'll save it for the end.
Sounds like a good plan. Members, it looks like, unless a lot of you get into the poll on the members tab on my channel, unless there's a big influx of votes, looks like we're going to do a Clue redo on Monday. So I apologize again about last week. And yeah, Netter, was there any last thoughts, any last words that you wanted to share before I shut this thing down and go sleep off about 8 Bloody Marys that I had tonight?
Yikes.
Well, of course. I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank you for just encouraging us, encouraging Troy. For those of you who are the praying sort, pray for his foot.
I broke my foot!
You fractured it.
That's a break! That's broken! I haven't seen broke before, and that's broke.
Yeah, so if you can just pray for his foot to heal quickly, I'd appreciate that. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, If you are not yet a member, would you consider becoming a member? Troy's channel, it's $1.99, so $2 a month, and that's his lowest tier. And for that $2, you can see four movies a month. Where else can you see 4 movies for $2? On my channel, my lowest tier is $2.99, so $3. I'm a little bit more expensive, but I think I'm worth it. And of course, that is per month. And I am setting up some member streams. I just have to figure out a like what I want to do so that it's actually worth, membership for y'all. I also want to thank you for the many ways that you support our channels. It's the thumbs up, the comments, the super chats, super stickers, sharing the streams out, becoming members.
Yep.
You guys are Osmo. I thought, we love you guys. We appreciate you so very much. You're not just family. You're not just friends. You're family. Yeah, it's a little late
The
now.
rum got to her, too.
Yeah, I tried some of his thing earlier, so I think it might still be affecting me. But yeah, you guys are our family, and we just really do appreciate you. You guys are awesome.
Okay, Troy, stop being a baby.
So, and next time, good night, and God bless.
Yeah, Mark says, I broke my foot kicking a frozen door about 12 years ago. See, that's what I'm talking about. I don't remember doing anything that would merit a fracture in my foot. I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sedentary. I sit here, editing videos and recording videos all day. I just, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I do have an appointment on Monday for an MRI. We'll see if there's any muscle damage in there, and we'll get it figured out. You're, of course, welcome, Connie. As are all of you. You guys are all wonderful. Look, either the Blue Wrenches were working overtime, or we really didn't have any trolls in the chat.
No, but I still at least one thumbs down on your channel.
Oh, that's probably that goofball that just hates me and downvotes every time. So please make sure you hit that like button on the way out to counterman that dingbat. I would appreciate it. And guys, thank you all. I think we had a great discourse. I think we had a lot of fun. I am feeling super fuzzy now, and I need to get to bed. So you guys all take care, and hope to see you on the next one. And in the spirit of tonight's topic, keep looking up.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more